Stop cold calling cash buyers. Guys, if the way that you try to get your wholesaling deals dispoed, the way you try to get rid of your deals is by going on a list and just cold calling and thinking that is magically going to get your deal sold, or that is how wholesaling should be done, you are grossly mistaken. This is not how wholesaling works. This is not how cash buyers work. We need a hard mental reset on cash buyers, how they are found, how they are wholesaled, how you can do deals with them. Because I think so many people have been gaslit, or they've been told in this world that to find a cash buyer, to dispo your deals, first and foremost, you need to go spend $90,000 on software, and that's how you do dispo now. Dispo is solved. And I think it's a really stupid thing to say that, like, oh, dispositions is solved in wholesaling, you just got to pay 90 grand. That's pretty dumb. Like, come on. And then you're told marketing's dead because all you have to do is just, pay someone $50,000. It just, I always call it coaching with extra steps, and this is what it is. For the average wholesaler out here, or for somebody who's actually doing more than 2 deals a month, you don't use a software for your dispositions exclusively. What you do, and this is the big secret of this business, is you have a list, a cash buyer's list. And when you have a good deal, you match up the best buyer for that deal and you call them up. The best way to do dispositions is not by cold calling thousands of potential buyers out. Because here's the thing about cash buyers. There's in the average market, let's use a big market. Let's use Atlanta, Georgia, right? I like using Atlanta. There are not more than 300 actual, legitimate, real cash buyers for your single family properties in Atlanta. So if you think calling 6,000 people in Atlanta is going to be your answer, it is not your answer. That is not the way to getting your dispo deals done. Spending 15 hours a day on the phones is not going to get your deal sold. Let me give you a shocking statement. If the deal's not good, I don't care how much marketing you do, it ain't going to matter. And that's the thing. So we're talking about wholesaling specifically. You need to really niche out your approach for your buyers. And you don't need money for this, but you need to simplify this. Because when you're using all your mental bandwidth towards trying to find cash buyers, you're being stupid dumb. I'm being honest with you. And I'm going to give everyone a simplified version of cash buyers right now in wholesaling. Now, there are plenty of amazing softwares that will find the buyers, but you still have to call them, qualify them, get them to the finish line. Even if you have a really good buyer that wants to buy a bunch of deals, you still have to do a little bit of salesmanship. The problem now in wholesaling, our buyers have been easier than ever to find. And we're getting to a point sometimes where it's like, well, a cash buyer might only buy 1 property a month. And if there's 10 wholesalers bringing deals, the cash buyer is going to choose either, number one, the best deal for them, which most people choose with their pocketbooks, not with how they feel. And number 2 is going to be, unfortunately, like who they like the best. And I'm gonna stir up the pot, but everyone looks at like politicians and political elections and things like this, right? Most presidents get chosen for president based off of their pocketbooks. And that is the number 1 priority for most Americans. Now, this is no political state. Like, I'll tell you this. In 2007, so 2008-ish for that election, people's pocketbooks were really hurting and they wanted to change. So they chose Obama. There's no political thing here. I'm just being honest with you. He was the guy that was going to give financial change for people, and he won. 2012, same thing. 2016, a little bit of craziness with people's pocketbooks. They chose somebody else. 2020, they were freaking out. They chose what was best for their pocketbooks. They wanted that money. There was one presidential candidate that did that, took them. 2024, inflation, things like this, they voted for their pocketbooks. Americans vote primarily off their pocketbooks, not because they think the person's the right person or a good moral person or ethical person. They vote however is going to financially help them and their family. And we need to kind of go back to this in wholesaling real estate. Your cash buyer, yes, you can build that rapport, you can build that relationship, but at the end of the day, your cash buyer is going to choose and buy your wholesale deal based off if they can make money or not. I don't care how cool you guys are, you're both fans of the, San Diego Padres. It's all about, is this a deal for my buyer? So the first thing we got to talk about is, if you just send your buyers good deals where they'll make money, like where you'll make money and they'll make money, you will have a good relationship. And when I'm trying to buy a deal and we are in, I call it, buyerflation, right? When we have 10 wholesalers and one cash buyer and they're all sending me deals for the month, am I going to go with Zach Ginn? Every single time Zach Ginn sends me a deal, I make 40 grand on the flip. He always gives me good deals and he always makes sure I make some money, he makes money. Or should I go with, Steven Houston, who has never sent me a deal before, but this one seems like a decent deal, but I don't know. Well, I'm going to go to the guy where I bought 10 deals from him and I've never, ever once lost money with his buyer. That is way more important than rapport. And that's something nobody talks about when you build those relationships with buyers, because when things go south, I've been in wholesaling long enough to know when things go south economically, the whole world, 2020 was probably the craziest one. My buyers stuck with me because they knew they never lost money buying a deal from Zach Ginn. And I don't care how many lunches or how many times I went over to their house or how many hugs or how many times we dapped each other up. People choose based off what is best for their pocketbooks. And it was uncertain times back then. They chose certainty. They certainly would make money with me because I certainly will give them a good deal. Same thing with me. The reason is, this is how Dispo is done. Now, let's talk about exactly how to get your deals sold. Now, first and foremost, this whole myth that you need to go hit the phones all day, every day, and that's the truth of success for cold calls when it comes to cash buyers is not the truth. The thing about it is there's a super high correlation with the amount of calling you do and the amount of money and leads you get for wholesaling basically on the seller end, right? The thing is, there are 15, 20, 30,000 in Atlanta, Georgia leads to call. Skip tracing is free, unlimited, obviously, with freewholesaling.com. But the thing about this is we have unlimited type of leads to call and text. That is never a lie. That is always the truth. There's not 30,000 buyers in Atlanta, Georgia. And so we got to be a little better with this. And we have after marketing well too. So let's kind of talk about the first part, which is like us selling these deals, right? So when we present this wholesale deal to the cash buyer, let's kind of go back, 50,000 feet away from this. When we give a deal to a buyer, we cannot be like, it is an honor that I'm sending you this deal. Y'all are marketing these deals like it is an honor. You have been blessed from the heavens that this deal has just gone across. This email with this picture of the property has been sent to you. You are blessed to even just be in the presence of this deal. Here's the thing about wholesale. Wholesaling has become larger and larger and larger, where it is common. It is easy for a cash buyer to find an off-market property for sale, like for a contract. It is easy. Your presentation needs to be better. You guys are just like, it's like those carousels with food, and they put the food in the carousel and it goes around like a diner for like pies. Maybe that's like old-time diner stuff. But you need to shove the pie in the guy's face, waft it in front of him, say, this is the greatest pie. Some French chef from the mountains of the Chateau regions trained for 16 years on the specific pie, and he has come down to give you this deal of a lifetime, and he's only making this once. And you kind of have to sell it a little more. The days in wholesaling where you just threw a deal for sale and you just click post and it's done, those days are over. The days where you used to email blast 50 emails on a deal, MailChimp, those days are over. The thing about wholesaling is you need to have these relationships. And it's all about having that relationship and a little bit of that sales. I call it salesmanship because it's a little, I feel like sales is more on the seller side than anything else. So I kind of say salesmanship, which means it's not that like you're selling this, like the cash buyer. You're doing a little salesy, but it's not too bad. So for example, this is a great deal, man. Like I think you'll make a ton of money on this and you'll do well with it. That's a little bit of salesmanship. The whole of like, you need to get this down. We condition them like all like that. That's seller stuff. That's more of a sales role in acquisitions, but salesmanship, where it's basically saying, okay, Mr. Cash Buyer, please tell me where you're looking to buy. Perfect. Well, if I present to you a property with this buy box, right? You want a 3-2 in this zip code right now. Perfect. Remember, hey, Mr. Seller, remember when you, Mr. Cash Buyer, sorry. Mr. Cash Buyer, remember you told me you wanted to buy 3-2s in this zip code with this type of spec? I got it to you right there. Boom. And it's like, you can't basically say, no, you asked me for this deal. Done. Guys, posting your deal will not get it sold. It will help to send them the deal with a posting, but you got to remember when it gets thrown out there, there is a DOM situation. And what's DOM, right? DOM is days on market, right? And when a property on the MLS sits days on, like 150 days on market, that thing is a rotten, disgusting chicken that it's just been sitting in the back of that little carousel for food for like 4 weeks. You know, nobody wants it. And the thing about wholesaling deals, right? It's very important for me personally when I send a deal to a buyer, they make money on it because they come back and they're a repeat customer. It's like having that pizza shop and you decide to buy better ingredients, even though you make less money on the pizza, because the pizza is going to taste so much better. And when the pizza tastes so much better, yeah, you make less money per pizza you sell, but that customer loves it so much they come back every week. And when they have a big party, they'll buy 15 of your pizzas, not just one. And you got that, you know, those pizza shops that are terrible, but they make the most money per pizza, and you get one, it's like, I'm never going here again, but they made money that one day off of you. That's the difference. But you also got to remember that in wholesaling, there is a push and a pull. There is a little bit of that scarcity play. So the reason why you can sell a deal really well is like, okay, I have this golden egg. I have this deal, you're going to make $50,000 on the flip. Now, if you build the reputation of you're that kind of guy, you can go to a buyer, certain buyers, some don't hit on this, but a lot of them do. It's like, hey, Mr. Cash Buyer, remember like you buy all my deals, you make at least $40,000, $50,000 on them? Yes, okay, great. I have a deal where I've done the math, you can probably, in my guess, make about 50 or 60 on this. And I'm going to send it to you. But here's the thing. I need to get this thing sold. I only have one walkthrough. And so if you don't say yes to this right now, I'm going to go to my other buyer who I've sold plenty of deals on. He's made a ton of money and he'll buy it. I chose you first because I have a better relationship with you. So I want you to look at it and you make the decision in the next couple hours if you're going to buy this or not. And when you build that relationship and you're okay in walking away if a buyer says no, it's good. But the thing about this is when you are able to have deals like this, you can get a deal sold for about $10,000 more than you usually do, because some of these homers you hit, you can hit them. So for example, that buyer probably would say no originally to a deal like that, but they know, yeah, Zach has always given me good deals. I can't mess up this opportunity. And he told me 3 hours, I'm going to say yes. And you get to the point here, and this is the secret to dispositions, where you just make 1 or 2 calls, 5 minutes, deal sold like that. Versus the hard way of wholesaling, right? We kind of titled this video, the easy way of dispo. There's a hard way of dispositions, and I call it dispositions jail, where you're constantly running with your head chopped off. Are you a buyer? 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 It's like, bro, oh my, you are dying to get this thing sold. And the good buyers, they already know. You have already burned them. And I hate that. You know, some wholesalers, you guys burn buyers. That is disgusting to me. So for example, you get a deal locked up for 150, you sell it for 170. And this is a deal originally where I'll lock it up for 120, sell it for 140, and make sure the buyer makes $40,000 for the deal because I want to make sure they buy it. Well, because you don't get good deals locked up, you don't have enough spread on them, you will offset a bad deal to a cash buyer because you just want to get your money. Do not care. You're selling rotten cheese on the pizza, but hey, you're making a lot of money on the pizza once, and the buyer loses 10 grand on that deal on the flip. I promise you do that 2 or 3 times to a buyer, they're never going to answer your call ever again. You're going to be Zach, lose money Zach, versus making money Zach. And you're the boy that cries wolf. And when you send a deal and say, no, this time it's a good deal. As a cash buyer, I know wholesalers who once a week send me the deal of a lifetime. Every week is a deal of a lifetime. It's hilarious to me. But the cool part about this is, like, once a year, I could send a deal to a buyer as like a deal of the year. Like, this is like an insane deal. It gets sold like that. And when you start, and I'm trying to get to the young bloods out here in wholesaling, right? If you could start building this reputation and actually send good deals, when you actually make your buyers money, you'll end up making more money in wholesaling. If you can start actually treating your buyers well, your life's going to get a lot easier. I promise you this. So how do we do this? Number one, I'm not even talking about getting your deal stolen. To get a deal stolen in wholesaling, it's really your fault. And I'm being straight up with you. To get your wholesale deal stolen, you really have to just basically do this. Okay, so I know Zach has these rules. I'm just going to blatantly break these rules because I know more than Zach. I know Zach has sold thousands of wholesale deals, but I don't care. I know more than this guy, or it's worth the risk. That is, and I kid you not, the only way you get your deal stolen. The only way. So let's kind of throw this back. When somebody tells me that their deal just got lost, it got stolen, just the name of the game. Translation, boo, 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 like I'm translating my brain. I decided to break Zach's rule. Either you decided I gave you a free wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com, right? I have a free wholesaling course called freewholesaling.com. I literally gave you an entire free wholesaling course, and you decided to blatantly disregard the gift I gave you. I gave you guys in here a 26-page. I legitimately gave you a 26-page PDF on everything I know in my brain on how to wholesale real estate. I gave you all the government lists for free. I gave you my contracts. I gave you my rules. I gave you a script of what to say to every cash buyer. What makes a good buyer from a bad buyer? I gave you all of these things, and you still decide to just gloss over that. I give you a free wholesaling course. I give you 2 free wholesaling communities. I give you everything possible for free. People don't get scammed from me because I give everything for free. I don't ask for money. And you still find a way to get your deal stolen. It's embarrassing to you for that. It's insane. Like, crazy stuff. It's insane. So we will talk about, I will open up my 26-page PDF, by the way, of how to get started wholesaling real estate. I'm going to drop it in the comments. You got to be on the Zach Ginn YouTube channel for this. By the way, the Zach Ginn YouTube channel. Every Sunday evening, we do these streams. But I'm going to give everyone my 26-page PDF in the comments. I'm going to drop it right there. If you want it right now, you're watching the recording, go to freewholesaling.com. The word free, the word wholesaling.com. Again, that is the link here. I am just doing a little, right here, freewholesaling.com. That's my free wholesale community, my free wholesaling course. And that is how you learn wholesaling. Guys, in the TikTok live stream, drop freewholesaling.com so everyone in there can see it, please. Comments are really hard for TikTok. I don't know why. But freewholesaling.com, that's how you get my 26-page free PDF. But guys, we'll get over how to qualify your buyers. I'm going to break that down at the end here, okay? But number one, just in general, okay? If you want to get bigger assignment fees, and this is the point of easier Dispo, you spend less time talking to cash buyers. You make more money per deal with your assignments. This is just match made in heaven, right? And this all comes from just not forcing bad deals onto your buyers. So you'll probably make 40% more in your assignment fees if you just have better buyers. And the best way to have better buyers, to have more buyers to sell a given deal to, is not to burn your buyers. That is it. You do not want to burn your buyers. And you remember, and this is a terrible analogy, I know, but cash buyers are just like scared little kittens. Now, I have some of my cash buyers that love watching my videos, so they're probably upset at me. But honestly, I don't care. So if you've ever hung out with a scared little kitten or trained them, I used to volunteer at Humane Society when I was in my younger youth. So, I'm used to some of this stuff, but I will tell you this, okay? Scared little kittens do not trust you starting out. You're big and scary to them because they're so tiny, right? They're so cute. How you build trust, even like a puppy or something, puppies are way more trusting, is you just give them a little food. And they're, okay, big scary person gives me yummy food. Day 2, you do it again. They're not going to be in the same room. They're going to be hiding in a corner. Eventually, after a couple weeks or something, the cat will come up to you because they love you now, right? And over like a certain time, they're jumping all over you and, cool stuff, right? Same thing is, the same thing in wholesaling is going to be kind of just like your deals. Your cash buyer is going to be very wary of you. We don't know you. We don't have a relationship. We don't know if you're going to send me something good. You send them a great deal. They make money on that deal. We both made money. Now the buyer's like, okay, I kind of like this guy. Okay. You go give them another deal. Oh, wow, this is delicious. They make money. Awesome. The crazy part about this is you send like 3 or 4 deals to a buyer and you make money, they make money. You are now awesome. They love you, right? And when you send a deal, now you have a great relationship with them because money talks, everything else walks. So if the buyer can make money from you, that is the ultimate rapport. That is the ultimate relationship. The thing is, we cannot build relationships with sellers like this because obviously a seller, you're only doing one transaction with them pretty much ever. With buyers, you can do hundreds if you want, right? And so this is why it's really important to treat them like a scared little kitten, feed them a little bit, make them happy, go back, give them, you just don't want to burn them. And some cats, like if you like scare them, go, cat's never going to go near you ever again because you traumatize it, you burn that bridge once. And so Warren Buffett says this quote, but he says it takes 30 years to build a relationship, to build a reputation, and it takes 3 minutes to destroy it all. And that's the scary part about cash buyers. If you send them 1 bad deal or 2 bad deals, they might never want to buy from you ever again. So you got to make sure you get. So how do you not burn a buyer, right? This is pretty simple. What we like to do is we like to just match the buy box with the property. So what a buy box is basically is like, okay, Mr. Buyer, where are you looking to buy properties and what type of properties? And if they're impatient with you, they say, I'll buy anything. Why are you asking me this? Probably not a good cash buyer, by the way, right? Probably not a good cash buyer. I don't care how many times I try to be nice and tame a tiger. That thing is not going to be a domesticated kitten. So I don't try to sell deals to tigers. I don't sell deals to lions. I sell deals to cats and dogs. Right? I can turn a bad dog into a good dog. I cannot turn a Tasmanian devil into a good dog. So you gotta have the right type of buyer. And if the buyer is not open to working with you, I think we all know buyers like this. They are jerks. But they're jerks because they're businessmen and women, and it's not personal. It's all business. They all want to talk about money. They don't want to get into politics or sports. That's okay too, right? But you just want to match their buy box ever. You want to match their buy box with the property. So if they're looking to buy 2 1s and 3 2s in certain areas, then you send them to them. The reason you do this is you catch them in the gotcha mentality. What I mean by this is if a cash buyer says, okay, I want to buy 3 bedroom, 2 baths in this zip code, and you lock up a deal, 3 2 in that zip code, and you go to call the buyer up and say, hey, remember I got a deal, 3 2, you wanted to buy 3 2s in this zip code, I have a 3 2. That buyer physically can't tell you to your face, I don't want to buy that. Tell me why not, because you told me specifically those are the properties you want to buy. They're like, oh, I did tell you that, huh? Well, I guess I'll buy it. It's really hard for them to get out of it, right? Unless the price is too high, obviously. So that you kind of get them in a gotcha scenario. So that is how you do it. That is how you get it done. Pretty simple and easy, right? But I'm telling you right now, in wholesaling real estate, The thing is, if the buyer wants to buy a certain type of deal, you give them that deal. That is it. Simple. Done. So how do I build up my cash buyers list? How do we start from nothing? How do I go from no cash buyers to actually getting deals done, right? Well, let's talk about it. You want to pre-sell your deals. That's like, wait, what are you talking about, right? Look at Taylor Swift concert. She already sells all the tickets basically a month before she even does the concert. And it's called a pre-sale. And you're pre-selling your deal. And this is a good concept in wholesaling that I do all the time, and it's amazing. It's like I kind of already sold the deal. Like when I'm talking to the seller, I already know the type of buyer that's going to buy this thing. It's already pre-sold. That's pretty dang cool, right? The thing about it, how do you funnel your cash buyers on the pre-sale, right? Number one, simple as this. We just got to block a hater real quick. There we go. Simple as that. All right. How do you do it? Number one, you got to funnel them. So you start with all potential cash buyers, and just like American Idol, we start having round 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we get rid of the ones that aren't good. So how do you do this? Pretty simple. 3-step process. We go find the cash sales. We go post on Facebook. We go on Craigslist. We can use X leads also. So I'm assuming you have no money, but if you had some money, I guess you could use X leads, right? Dispo software. Take all that information, and then you qualify the seller, see if they're an actual cash buyer or not, and then boom, you send them the deal. It's like a strainer. And there's only one thing to figure out if it's a good deal or not. You just put them through the strainer, right? You got a bowl of pasta, throw that thing in the strainer. Now you only got pasta. You got rid of all the water. You want to remove the water from the bowl. If you ever look at a pasta bowl, right? It's filled to the brim, and you got the pasta. It's boiling water. Most of the weight is water, right? You got to strain it. That gets rid of 60% of the weight. Most of the weight, which basically means most of the cash buyers that we talk to are not cash buyers. They're actually fake buyers. We got to use a strainer. All right. Most of it are fake. They're yappers. And I know this is crazy. Let me tell you something. There are wholesalers. All right. There are wholesalers that legitimately, they buy these coaching programs, and the coaching program is just how to daisy chain deals, how to pretend to be a cash buyer. They give you a fake proof of funds. They use their coach's proof of funds. They pretend to be a legitimate crazy cash buyer, because what is coaching again? I told everyone, you're buying confidence off of somebody. And so they have this fake confidence. They feel like they're the expert. And they pretend like they're this big crazy cash buyer, even though they never bought a piece of real estate in their life. And I'm like, well, those wholesale. No, we talk about a partner. Like we're pretty upfront. We never say that we're the end buyer. I have never said at all, ever. Me and my partner are the end buyer, sure. I've never claimed to personally be the end buyer here. So we have to get rid of these fake buyers. Number one, who's going to steal your wholesale deals from you, who are going to leave you in the dust. You might have a $40,000 deal, it gets destroyed. So how do you do it, right? You do the qualification. What's the qualification? Well, let's open up our PDF, our handy dandy PDF. I'm working on some big updates on this thing, but you just go to freewholesaling.com. This is our free real estate wholesale community and course. Can I say it like a coach? Community. Is that better? Join my wholesale community. People say it's so condescending. It drives me crazy. But okay, here's my free wholesale community and my free wholesale course. So let's go to the PDF. So 26-page PDF. This is basically an entire course inside of a course. But let's go here to my qualifications. All right, how do we qualify somebody? This is my 26-page. Let's go down here to qualifications. Let's go to the cash buyer disposition section. Okay. So my cash buyer system, again, this is how you find cash buyers. Everything in an asterisk is a free method, by the way. But, use Craigslist, Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace, cold call cash sales, local realtors, Dispo software like xleads.com. You can find hedge funds, other wholesalers, Facebook ads, new agents, stuff like this, right? There's certain tiers of cash buyers, obviously. We'll talk about that a little later. Why we can't find buyers, right? All these things, right? I have my scripts, all these things, right? Now, again, cash buyer list and rules. We want quality over quantity. So my favorite thing to do is go to Facebook groups. We love going to wholesaling, cash buyer groups, real estate groups, and we just literally copy this. We literally just press copy and paste and throw it in a Facebook group. House is at a deep discount with the house emoji. If you're in the Houston market and you're looking to buy off-market properties for 30 to 40% off-market value and make big profits on your next rental or flip, then private message me. I promise you, you post this 2-3 times a day in different groups, you're going to get comments, inbound buyers, you're going to get all the. Now, you got to remember, 70% of these people are going to be fake. 70% of them. That's okay, though. No big deal. Most going to be fake. We can go software like X Leads, pull the cash buyers, and then just call these people up. Hey, just saw you bought 123 Main Avenue for cash. Looking to buy any more? I'm a local wholesaler in the area. Just looking. I just got property locked up in the 98987 zip code. Now, the point is no cold calling. Guys, you don't need a cold call for hours and hours. I literally just do Facebook, Craigslist, and you go from there. You can even text your sellers. I think texting is actually an insane value add. Just text, hey, literally, you can just text us, hey, I just saw you just bought this and you're looking to buy any more. I promise you, you just copy, you can just text. You don't even have to cold call these people. Simple. Done. Well, like, where's more to talk about here, right? Now, cash buyer qualification, right? Are you primarily interested in flipping or renting properties? You got to understand their goals, right? What is their price range? Price range is very important. What location, zip codes, areas, cities? Now, number 2, we got to ask these people. You ready? Have you purchased properties before? If so, how many? Have you purchased properties from wholesalers before? That's it. Have you bought a house for cash? Have you purchased from wholesalers before? Do you have a proof of funds? Are you comfortable with assignment fees? Talking right? How do you prefer to receive your property info? How do you prefer to communicate? These are my walkthroughs. Simple as that. You ain't getting your deal stolen if they give you legitimate questions. Now, here's my big secret. We teach this in freewholesaling.com. Okay, also in the PDF too. Oh, you've bought 3 houses. You flipped 3 houses last year. Can you give me the address of one of them? Now, if you're a wholesaler, you do not want to give out properties you've wholesaled publicly because you look who bought that house and boom, now I can steal your cash buyer. You don't want your buyer stolen. But I'll tell you this, cash buyer doesn't care. They're flipping the house. There's no buyer. They are the buyer. If you sell the deal to an end buyer, you can give the address out. Who cares, right? But when you sell it to a cash buyer, you want to keep that hidden. You don't want to give away your best buyers, obviously. That's kind of dumb. And it's private information. You don't need, no one will know your buyers if you do this. If you want to be stupid, you can be stupid. Now, if this cash buyer claims that they bought this house, fixed it up, and resold it, and you can clearly saw that they bought it for 120, they sold it for 180, they put like 10, 20 grand into it, that's great. Simple. But here's the thing about this, okay? Here's the funny thing about it. When you ask them, hey, well, can you give me the address of the property you did? If they say, how dare you ask me? Usually somebody who's never done it. If you ask a wholesaler, give me the last 10 deals you locked up and sold, and give me the address. That is literally asking, well, give me your top 10 cash buyers right now. No wholesaler. Here's the funny thing about ego. If you go to a big wholesaler and say, give me the last 20 deals you sold for cash, give me the addresses, to let me know that you have money and you're legit. Oh, I'm selling a coaching program. Sure, I'll give you all of them, make me feel good. But translation, give me your top 10 cash buyers. Wholesalers say, F you, they'll give you the middle finger. I'm not giving you my top 10 cash buyers. That's dumb. But they'll openly give you the address. It's so crazy. You just put the address into X Leads or the property appraiser, boom, you found the top cash buyers. It's called stealing cash buyers. I do it all the time. I steal cash buyers from people all the dang time because people are so stupid. Because their ego gets in the way. They want to prove that they're big shots. They want to flex. Drives me crazy. Same guys that drive a Corvette think they got a Ferrari. We get it. It's a V8. Whoa. So stupid. But literally, all you do is say to the buyer, give me the address. Guess what we're going to do? This is crazy. We are going to go, okay, 123 Oakland Avenue. We're going to put that in the property appraiser or public record. You're going to go pop up the deed. Deeds never lie in wholesaling real estate. Deeds will never lie. Nobody lies on a deed because that's fraudulent. You go to prison for doing fraudulent deeds. And you said that you told me to my face that you bought this property and resold it and you flipped it for cash. Yes, I did, Zach. Perfect. It says SJC Investments. Okay, whatever. You go pop up the deed, which they're all publicly available. You look up who signed the deed. It will say Zach Ginn, Zachary Ginn. There we go, for SJC Investments. If it says Coach McCoachface signed the deed for SJC Investments, you're going to then go back to the buyer and say, do you own SJC Investments? And they're going to say, well, no. And like, so you didn't buy? Well, my mentor did. We worked together. Oh, so you lied to me. You did not actually buy and sell the property. You're just buying confidence from your mentor. Can you give me an address where you actually signed the deed on something? I'm pretty high level in this game. I sign all my deeds. It says it's either me on the deed, Rick on the deed, or when you get really smart with asset protection, you have a lawyer sign the deed. But it will say trustee. When they sign the deed, it's for a trust, and the lawyer is a trustee for the trust. Okay, if a lawyer signs a deed, I'm not questioning the guy because it's like, okay, he has a trustee, he's actually doing it smart. So when you actually know how the game works, you know how to hide, who's the owner or not. But here's the cool part. I can give you paperwork showing that I am the actual beneficiary to the trustee. I'm the beneficiary to the trust, the Ginn Living Trust. I can show you I am a beneficiary and this is my lawyer. Boom. You can't lie in the HUD if you want to show it all. That's it. Drives me crazy. I don't know. But many wholesalers truly believe, okay, that, oh man, you know what? Like, I'm a real cash buyer. Your name's not on Indeed. You're not a real cash buyer. That's it. Just saying. Just saying. Don't be offended at me. Okay? So when you have a wholesale deal and you actually have a real qualified cash buyer, you send them a deal and they say, and you come to me and say, Zach, I can't get my wholesale deal sold. I can't get the deal sold. Okay. Well, why can't you sell your wholesaling deal? There's only two reasons why you can't get a wholesale deal sold. That is it. There's legitimately only, there's only two ways a deal does not get sold. Number one, you have a great deal. You have just not talked to enough cash buyers. That's pretty much it. You did not talk to enough cash buyers. So you need to go back to calling a little more, texting a little more, or going on Facebook and finding more because you got the deal locked up for a great price. Or for the vast majority of wholesalers, okay, the vast majority of wholesalers, all right, the vast majority of wholesalers, I'll be honest with you, you just locked it up for too much. Sorry. But maybe you talk to 12 cash buyers and they all said it was overpriced. Maybe it's not them that's the problem, it's you. Have you ever talked to somebody and, they've had 14 girlfriends and every single girlfriend has dumped them within a month? Maybe maybe it's not because the girl was bad or she was a terrible person. Maybe you're just a terrible person yourself. And I just go off the statistics, my guy. I got some buddies. I'm like, dude, you've had 8 girlfriends and they all dumped you within a week. Or 2 weeks or like a month maybe. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. And I have to say this to cash buyers all the dang time. Maybe you just locked the thing up for too much. And the rule is if you bring it to 5 buyers and they all say no, you know, maybe just locked in for too high. There's always a good cash buyer. That's how you dispo your deals. It's really not that difficult. You just got a Craigslist. You can do a Facebook group posting, cash sales. You can JV with somebody or use a disposition software like XLeads. There's other disposition softwares. They all promise to sell the deal for you. They'll provide you the list. That's pretty much it. Maybe they'll help you email blast or text it out. But there's a lot of danger in texting out an address to people you do not physically know. And there's also danger of posting a deal with the property details just randomly out there. You're going to get a deal stolen. People have all the time calling my deals. And I've lost probably almost $1 million overall when I started YouTube. 6 years in YouTube from just deals that I had, and the address gets leaked out. And because I'm just showing it all. I try to be as transparent as possible. And you guys, not you guys, but 1 out of 10,000 people on a video decides to call the seller up and say, I'll give you $5 grand less. And it just implodes the entire deal. And it's, until it happens to you, not a good feeling. So my last warning for everybody here is do not give the address out until the buyer is qualified. Because if the 18-year-old kid calls you claiming he has bought 40 houses in the past two years since he was 16, and he doesn't have one deed to his name and he can't prove it or show you, and you give him the address, maybe he daisy chains your deal and boom, it blows up. And you come crying to me. So for everyone, do not give the address out until they're qualified. That is my rule for cash buyers. Simple as that. Done. Guys, if you want to learn more, I got a free wholesaling course called freewholesaling.com. It's my free wholesaling community where I'll teach you how to wholesale real estate step by step, absolutely for free. Easy as that. Oh, it's low, but it happens statistically with the hundreds of thousands of people on YouTube. Easy as that. Let's see here. Paul says, would you never sell to a student of a coaching program? Well, I don't sell coaching, so I don't know. If somebody has a coaching program, they want to buy XLeads, there's a lot of people who have coaching programs where, they're paying 9, 10 grand for the coach. And they still buy XLeads. Go do it. Okay, I do not hate Corvettes. All right, I like Corvettes. You can smoke somebody who feels like they're a big bad boy. Everyone that I know that has a V8 Corvette on the road thinks they're the baddest man in the entire world, and they get smoked by faster cars. So there's definitely faster cars than a V8. What's a ZR1 C7 is actually insane. I would argue that there are better cars for that price. What's a ZR1? I mean, what are those cars? 160? I mean, I would rather have a Porsche, or honestly, you can get a really sick. You can kind of get a Lambo for 160. I mean, they're better cars, honestly. I'll be honest with you. I've never been smoked by a Corvette in my life, and it never will with my car. FYI. What does a Corvette get? 2.5, 0 to 60? 2.5? Those are rookie numbers where I'm at, buddy. 2.5. The 0 to 60 don't have a 1 in front of it. It ain't a fast car. That's right. That's all I could say. Does the 0 to 60 start with a 1? Does the 0 to 60 have a 1 in front of it? If it does not, get out of here. But no, I just get upset out of Corvette. I'm like, dude, when you pay 170 for a car, you really need a sick car. Like, you're kind of Maybach territory right there. Like, there are way better cars for 160. I'm just being honest with you. Just saying. I think 01s are really cool though. I'd rather get a GT. I think that's a really cool. Let's see here. So the questions we got. And yeah, y'all get into cars, because when you get into cars, you get more motivation to make money wholesaling. If you want to get X leads, just go to xleads.com. Edwin says, Zach, I was looking at the PDF. The cold call cash script is incomplete. What is incomplete about it? I would love to know so I can go fix it. What in that PDF do you not have? I would love to know. Let's see here. Let's see here. We talk about JVs too, about how you get a deal stolen for the JVs. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Jerry Urban says, I really want Zach to give me feedback on a deal that got stolen to see what I did to let it go or fight for it. I got a streamer link for you if you want to go join that. I mean, dude, you got to let me know how the deal got stolen. Did you break any of my rules? I'd love to know. My man Zach loves his Italian food. Dude, I love Italian food, man. I like all food, but yeah, Italian food's pretty dang good. Not going to lie. 9 times out of 10, if you had to stick me in one country for the rest of my life and I had to only eat that food's country, it'd be Italy. Not even a question. Oh, what about France? Dude, I ain't eating pigeon and hot chocolate the rest of my life. Bakeries are good, but Italian bakeries are amazing too. Lord. My rule is if you could give me one country to eat food from the rest of my life, it's Italy number 1, Mexico number 2, with the good water. Not bad water. Give me good water. I broke rule number 1. I didn't use my own title. Jerry Irvin! We teach this at wholesaling.com so much. If you do not control the title company, you do not control the deal. If you do not control the title company, you do not control the deal. Simple as that. You got to get a good, qualified title company. Bro, I'm 34 and lost it all. Any advice? Free my mind. My best advice for you. Go inside of wholesaling.com. Join our Discord. It's absolutely for free. ZachDiscord.com. Let me put ZachDiscord.com on the bottom too. So wholesaling.com number 1. ZachDiscord.com right here. And what I want you to do is I just want you to talk to 5 successful wholesalers in the Discord that have done at least 2 deals a month. Then they're probably in the lounge right now talking. I don't know why. Let's see how many people are in the lounge right now. Okay? There are people in the lounge. They're not even on my Discord. They're not even on my live stream. They're literally just in the lounge talking about wholesaling, which is insane to me. But let's see. We currently, as of this video, have 1 Hugo Abdu Fushi, whom did Leo Marquez, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 guys right now hanging out in the lounge in ZachDiscord.com talking about wholesale. I guarantee 2 of them have done at least a couple deals this month. So you just hang out with this type of people. I promise you, if you just start hanging around people in that Discord that are doing deals, they're actively going to help you out and you're going to start doing deals together. So you lost it all. Join my free communities. You would pay thousands of dollars anywhere else per month. So probably 10 grand for the stuff. Be in my free Discord, ZachDiscord.com, and my free community, freewholesaling.com. So another wholesaler, I'm guessing, he called the title company and the title company gave the seller's number and the seller sent a completely different purchase agreement without my name. How do I get the title company? I mean, you need a lawyer to deal with this. You aren't controlling the title company. So if it's not your title company, you're done. The seller probably said this, I would like to use my title company. And you said, yes, sir. It's usually how it happens. I'm not trying to make fun of you, man. I'm legitimately telling you, like, this is how you get your deal stolen. The seller, which was an acquisitions company, told the buyer that I work for the disposition department in that company. What in the world are we talking about here? The seller, which was an acquisitions company. What kind of seller is this? The seller sent a different PSA without my name in it, and the buyer signed it. I mean, was title already pulled from your title company you were using? I'd love to know. That's pretty easy. Just get a lawyer and you can sue his butt. But if you do not submit an EMD and you did not give it to the title company, then you ain't got much here. Let's see here. Zero to Hero says, Zach, do you condition the seller and make the offer, or do you make the offer, the condition the seller for closing? I mean, bro, you should go to wholesaling.com. It's obviously in here, but you condition the seller before you give the offer, and then you give the offer, you get it locked up, you're good to go. There we go. Guys, we don't have the largest wholesaling real estate community in the entire country from bad info. And all the info is still there on wholesaling.com. Simple as that. More reason people trust us, we're the largest community because we have the largest results. There's no one with more testimonials and more success stories than me and Rick at wholesaling.com. You got to go through that course. That's it. There we go. Brandon says, send me vacant lots in school and Discord. I'm not hard to find. Brandon's out here doing work. Love to see it. Let's go, bro. Let's go, Brandon. Love to see it. He's a hustler, man. Here's the one thing about hustlers, man. You cannot take them away from the money. You cannot. They are separated out. They are attached at the hip. The money and the deals. And he's always in there talking to people, and he's always getting deals done. And he's living proof that if you want it, you'll get it. If they want it, they will do it. Easy as that. Calvin says, hey, how do you use pawn shops for wholesaling? Great question, Calvin. You can go to the owners of the pawn shops and see if those people are looking to sell their properties or sell real estate, or a list of people they're not paying. If they're good enough, they will give you some information and you can go and talk to the sellers there. So people that are pawning things off, you can go find them. Heck, you can even be inside of a pawn shop. You can pay a pawn shop to have a poster. You can put a bandit sign in front of a pawn shop. You can do it, like, there's so many ways to do this. But great question, Calvin. As a seller, it's dangerous to let the buyer use their title company. David, I don't know who in the world you're talking to, but we as the buyer pay for title, so we use R1. Done. Yeah, once I broke the rule, I felt the deal was coming south. Yep. Isaac, I love Corvettes, man. I love Corvettes. I love regular Corvettes. Okay, by the way. All right. I love Corvettes. Do not think I'm a Corvette hater. I will tell you this, all right? And you can be mad at me all you want, but I think a Z06 is a way better deal for the average person. Okay, we get 2.6. It's only 112. That's a nice car. Okay, once we're starting at 170, you're getting a little nuts. All right, and I'll tell you right now. Let's see. Let me look at the price here, because I'm telling everybody this is a way better deal. A 1972 Corvette Stingray. Let's see how much that thing is. A 1972 Corvette Stingray right now for sale is. Let's see the price on this sucker. Of course you need that thing baby blue. Let's look how much a 1972 Corvette Stingray is. Mint condition, 62. Say you put 40 into that thing. I'm telling everybody a vintage Corvette Stingray, all beautiful, restored to the T, is a way better car than a brand new ZR1. Okay, I hate to tell you this. I love Corvettes. You need to get a vintage, restored, classic muscle car Corvette versus a ZR1. That's just me. Thing's a beaut. Oh, love to see that thing. Yeah, so FYI, go get a, ooh, even a white one. Ooh, that's nasty right there. 1966 one's really cool. Come on. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That's all I'm saying. 60 grand. That's it. Done. Preston, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, Zach?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Good. Hey, I got a question, man. Well, so I've been on X Leagues, right? And so you know how the first ones be blues at from wholesalers or wholesale deal?
Say that one more time. You cut out there.
You understand what I'm saying?
Say it one more
Okay,
time.
you know how when you first go on that, you know how when you first go on X Leagues, you put in a zip code and then it shows you a list on the right hand side.
Yes.
Okay. So you know how the first ones I have the wholesale deals and they're being blue.
Yeah.
Okay. So I seen one on there and it was a good amount what they was asking for. So I called them and they got it locked up already with a title company. But here's the thing. How would it's a good price, good no spread and all that. How, if I'm not a cash buyer, could I do that, or I won't be able to do that?
That person will probably not deal with you because you're not a qualified cash buyer. If you want to JV with the person, you just be upfront with them. Say, I want to JV with you. But if you pretend to be a cash buyer, it's not a good idea.
Right. Well, no. I talked with them, and they know I'm not a cash buyer. But I mean, how would I because even with because I don't have cash buyers, so even with trying to get a cash buyer, it still would be like I JV to JV with the other person that that get the cash buyer. So how that wouldn't work with it.
You can do a non-exclusive JV agreement where the JV is non-exclusive, which means you're only JVing if you can provide the buyer.
Okay.
And that's how I do it.
Okay, I don't understand. I'm sorry, I don't understand. So okay. You said non-exclusive.
So do you understand a JV deal?
Yeah, you sign a JV deal with the person with the cash buyer. No, with whoever's got the cash buyer. Correct.
I mean, you would be the one providing the cash buyer, correct?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't have a cash buyer. So what I did, so basically what I did to be totally, open, I went to Discord and I asked somebody if they had cash buyers, or if there was a cash buyer. And everybody that I reached out to was like, well, no, I have cash buyers, but they want a JV with, which I don't know. I don't think that'll work.
Okay. So you're doing like an ICAG deal, which is fine. So you'd sign a JV with the person that posted it, non-exclusive. Then you sign a JV with whoever has the buyer. And then you dispo it through that channel. So you sign a JV with the wholesaler, and then that other guy on Discord, you sign a JV with him too. And then you get it sold.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know if they know about JVs or whatever, but I'll find out. I'll call them and ask them tomorrow.
If the Discord person has cash buyers and they're in the Discord, they probably do.
No, they're not. But see, you're talking about the one. Yeah, the one that has the one that I'll be dispoing with has cash buyers, but the one that posted the posted the action.
You're gonna have to let them know this is a joint venture. Me and my partner have cash buyers. Would you be okay signing a non-exclusive JV partnership? Which means if we don't provide the buyer, then you're not on the hook with us.
Okay, so that'll be me myself doing the JV with the the one that provided the actual deal on X
Let's
leads,
do that.
and then another one.
Let's do it. Seller, sorry, the wholesaler that has the contract, that is wholesaler A. Preston, you are
Okay.
B. The guy on Discord is C. All right, let's do this. Okay, so you signed a
Okay.
JV with A. There's an A to B, and then a B to C. You sign it with the guy that is the buyer, and then there is an assignment of contract, which all parties sign.
Okay. Okay.
So the assignment says, hey, we locked up for 150, and Preston and Eli, I don't know, Eli provide the cash buyer at 180. So that means wholesaler A gets $10,000, Preston gets $10,000, and Eli gets $10,000 of the $30,000 assignment fee. And it's spelled out in the assignment. You maybe make another line, you use ChatGPT to create it, maybe have the title company do it. And all you have to do is sign a JV from A to B, and then a JV from B to C, and then just one assignment of contract, which spells it all out. And you send all this information to the title company.
Okay. And my last question now, and I'll be gone. So they already the one that has signed a deal with the seller already have that contract at one of their already at a title company. Will that be?
You'll probably have to use that title company, and I'm assuming it's a wholesaling friendly title company, correct?
Okay. I'm pretty sure it is because
Yeah.
but I'll find out. I'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, you gotta find out. You could change title company at the end of the world. I prefer not to do it, but you could if you had to.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it, Preston. Let's keep going. Let's get the deal. Awesome, man. All right, there we go. And then Jalon, what's going on, man? Jalon. Hello.
What's up?
I'm good. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Good. Do you have cash buyers for X leads?
Yes.
Yeah, I just need some cash buyers for X leads because I'm working on a deal in Harvey, Illinois.
Okay. So look up Harvey, Illinois, and then go to the cash buyers tab, and the cash buyers pop up there.
All right.
If you go to the X Leads YouTube channel, we have a lot more like tutorials on it.
My contact rate when I was making, so what the content should be?
15 to 20%.
%.
Yeah.
Because I've been calling to like 3 to 8, and it's been like higher than that. It's like 25.
That's great. Awesome.
Contact rate like
that's
25.
Like minimum stuff. So if it's higher than that, keep it up, dude. Awesome. I love it.
Oh, that's good. I thought that was bad.
It's great. If it's higher, yeah, duh, of course it's more, man. That's great. That means you get more contacts, and more contacts, more leads.
Okay. But so yeah, but that's just like 100 to like 110 calls then. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when it's below that, I mean that's bad then, right?
Yeah, that means maybe there's a skip tracing issue. Maybe there is a phone issue, a dialer issue. If you're using X Leads, you shouldn't really have that issue. Maybe you're getting spam likely in your phone, but it seems like you don't have that issue right now. But when you drop from like 30% all the way down to 10, then you know something's up and you got to look at it. Oh, yeah. But yeah, go to X Leads, go to cash buyers. Let me go send you a video. I'll put it in the comments right now.
Okay.
If you go to the X Leads YouTube channel, we have a lot of cash buyers tutorials on the software. Let's see here. And we just did a video. Yeah, we have a version 2 tutorial. I have a Dispo. Let me find the whole Dispo one. So we have some really good ones. I'll use this one. This is a really good one. I did a live. I sold a Sold the deal in like 30 minutes.
Dang.
So pretty simple. Okay, we'll put it in the comments right there. And go in there and check it out.
Just put in the comments now.
Yep. Check it out.
I don't see it.
See it on the screen right now?
Oh yeah, I see it. Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
There we go. Awesome, man. Let's get calling.
Yep, I see it.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
All right, bet. Appreciate it.
All right. Awesome. Whoa! There we go. Getting deals done. 30%. Come on. That's great. Awesome. David said, man, I spent the last week skipping and chasing when I could have been calling X leads. There we go. All righty. There we go. Let's see. Alex says, we talked last week, Alex. Any advice? I'm 32. My issue is sometimes I can't, oh boy. Sometimes I can't find the government list virtually, but the one I found easily is too saturated, like Palm Bay. Well, if you give me give me the area. We'll see what we can do from there. Let's see here. Let's see here. Awesome. Alrighty. Oh, Kevin's on here. Kevin, what's going on?
What's up?
I'm blessed. How are you? What's going on? How can I help you out, man?
I don't know. I was watching your video and I clicked on this link. I saw in the chat.
There we go. Okay, well, where you live, man?
I'm in Northport, Florida.
Okay. And Northport Richie?
No, Northport. Just, you know where Sarasota is?
Oh, yeah.
Just south.
Terrible wholesaling market, man. Dude,
Yeah.
all my buyers, I'm getting deals locked up left and right, and they're like, oh, we're just waiting. There's this new federal FEMA thing where they might have to just demolish half these properties. And, dude, I cannot get a deal sold in Sarasota right now. Really? So that's not fun, man. So you need to virtually wholesale. Do you got a plan?
I was thinking about Tallahassee.
No. Have you, do you ever go to college at FSU?
Have I been there?
Yeah.
No. Well, I've been up there, yeah.
You know what people call Tallahassee?
What's that?
Tallanasty. And it is not a good wholesale, bro, dude. It is not a good city for wholesaling, man. Tallahassee's not a terrible place. It's not a good wholesaling area, man. I would point you, if you want to wholesale up there, I like Alachua County. I like Ocala. I like Panama City Beach, Destin, and Pensacola. Even a little bit of Crestview. But Tallahassee, man, on paper it looks good. Not the best for wholesaling. So I hit those up for virtual. I would do the Space Coast of Florida, and I would do the land Florida if you really want to go nuts. Yeah, I'd skip Jacksonville too. So that's where I'd virtually wholesale if you want to stay in the state of Florida.
So as far as Sarasota goes, what were you saying about that? Are you talking about the flooded properties?
Yeah, if a property's designated flooded, I got to look at what the buyers are saying. There's some FEMA rule or something like this where they have to wait to see if the property has to get demoed or not. There's a little risk going on there. So, and some buyers don't even want to touch some of these damaged properties. So we're kind of in a weird limbo for probably the next 6 months here. So I just avoided Sarasota in general, and even Fort Myers area, and going from there, I had one deal in Captiva. It was all these with foundation issues, and so we're kind of taking a pause there and kind of seeing what's going on. So yeah, I wouldn't be doing your local market at all, unfortunately.
All right, I appreciate that.
So okay, we're virtually wholesaling. Do we have any marketing plan for that?
Well, no, I'm just getting started, so I've been trying to figure out what I'm doing.
You need to learn and earn, my guy. Learn and earn, not just learn and earn. So you learn a lot more by doing it than not. If you think of any hobby you like doing, you learn a lot more by just being in there and doing it than just trying to watch. So I would tell you, how much free time do you have towards wholesaling?
Well, I work a full-time job, so
Okay.
a couple hours a day I can do.
Okay. So I would just get started there. I would seriously maybe do 1 to 2 hours a day of calling just to test out the waters, pull some government lists, and just basically kind of see how you like it. Do maybe some texting one day, doing some calling, hang out in the Discord, maybe even the, Frilson.com and just like, hey, who's doing deals here? There's a guy, his name is Stan. He's a great dude. He is in Pensacola. He's definitely a guy that's like, hey, what do you think I can do to help provide deals for you? And he'd be a great JV partner there. So many people doing so well in that area that you can just get in contact with and they can help you out. We all want to help you win, man.
Yeah. I mean, my plan was to do my local area. I mean, I had, was thinking about the virtual thing, but I just thought maybe it would be easier to start out here, But
the paper sounds so. Kevin, the way I look at things, I look at statistics. I'm very analytical with this. So it's like, okay, do you have 5 wholesalers making 20 grand a month in that area that I have in the Discord? No. And we got 18,000 people in there. Do I have 15 in Pensacola virtually? Yes. Do I have 20 out in Destin? Yes. Do I have, a ton in Alachua County? I got like 6 kids at UF, making 10 grand a month. I just don't have anyone in Sarasota or Fort Myers. And in my heart, do I have the heart to tell you, oh, do local, man? I don't. But that's just my opinion. Prove me wrong. I have had plenty of people prove me wrong. But I would steer you towards virtual. If you want to do 50-50, half in person, half out, you can try it. Stan was trying to sell some deals in Sarasota, so maybe he's a guy you can talk to. Maybe he can give you some advice too. Maybe you can get a plan with him too. He'd love to help you out. I mean, he's not going to sign anything. He just wants to JV. There's plenty of people to help you out in this journey, though. Don't act like you got to do it alone.
Okay. You say he's on Discord?
Oh, yeah, and he's in Frilson.com.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate it, Kevin. Keep it up, man.
Thank you.
There we go. Guys, don't be shy to hop on. I want to talk to everyone. Even if you don't know what to say, I'll probably ask you plenty of questions and to figure out what you need to start doing. So, Brian, what's going on, man?
Oh, hi. Hey, I've been following you, watching your videos for the past 2 months, and I still can't get myself to cold call, but I've been texting, and it's been working out. I've been getting good responses. But it's like I still get stuck on when they want to sell, but not at that time. I get some that that want to sell, but not at that time, and I don't know what to respond. Some of them are they got tenants in there, and I'm just stuck on what to do next.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude. Every day I deal with this, man. So number one, I don't know if I want to sell or not. Brian, before I called you, were you thinking about selling? That's all I ask. Not really. That if it was on your mind, probably not the right fit. I was thinking about selling before you called me. Okay, perfect. Well, when's a good time for me to come by and look at the property? Are you ready to make a decision if I come by on selling it? In a perfect world, when would you get rid of the property? You just start asking these questions and you figure out roughly where they're at. And you can kind of get a feel if they're actually legit looking to sell or not. Here's the one indicator of a person if I know if they want to sell or not. I don't know if I want to sell or not. Yeah, maybe. What's your offer, Brian? What's your offer, Brian? Well, how about this? I'm free on Thursday. Is it okay if I come by about 10 a.m., look at the property, then I can give you an offer? I don't think I want you to come by. Oh, so the thought of me coming by, oh, you don't want to sell. If you're a motivated seller, yes, come by, give me an offer. Let me get rid of this place. If you don't want me to come by your house, probably you're not interested. So you start kind of not just straight up asking them, just start kind of playing around with it. What's a good time for me to come by and see the house? Oh, don't come by my house. Okay, you don't want to sell the house, dude. Come on.
So you kind of press them, like you kind of
Not
press them a
press,
little
like
bit?
give me an example. Like give me an example of like a hard thing that kind of stumped you, and let's kind of figure out what to say.
Okay, so I got a response from. Well, I just wanted to see if you were interested in selling, and they responded me with, "Oh, I was thinking about it. Give me your contact info, and I'll get back to you next month when the renters move out." So they got tenants. They're renting out, and they're moving out next month. That's what he said.
That's
And I'm
great.
kind of
So what I do is I give my information, I keep all their info, and I do what we call the half rule with my acquisitions people. Hey, Brian, reach out to me in a month. Okay, I'll reach out to you in 15 days. So whenever they tell me reach out to me in 6 months, I reach out in 3 months. Reach out to me in 5 days, I reach out in 2 days. Whatever the time I told you, Brian, I told you reach out to me in a month. Oh, hey, when they move out, I want to be the one buying. Like, I want to buy the house when they move out. I don't want there to be any I don't want you to be laying around. I want to get this thing done. And maybe I want to keep the tenants. You ever thought about that? Maybe me and my partner keep, let's try to talk right now and see.
Oh, okay.
Easy.
Okay. And then I had
Obviously,
a woman.
you don't want to keep the tenants. You get FYI for everyone, you sell the deal for more with no one living in there, obviously, than somebody living in there. But also you should ask questions like, hey, how much are you getting in rent? Like, oh, this guy's actually he's a real legit buyer. He's asking me real questions.
Okay. And I also had a question. I was trying to look up the arrest records. Or is it possible to go to bail bonds and contact them about that kind of records about people that have
Bail bonds are not a good idea. The sheriff's department should be able to have a spreadsheet for you. Pretty easy right there. Hey, I'm just doing private independent research, just trying to see, is there any easy accessible data of the arrest for the past month?
Okay.
Is there a county you're looking for?
Just like my local and the virtual one that I'm doing.
What's the virtual one?
I was doing Texas. It's one that you dropped a while ago in one of your videos.
Okay, we can keep it on the DL, but just go try to call the sheriff's office and say, hey, do you have a records department? And that's it.
Okay.
Simple as
Thank
that. You get kicked out from the lunk alarm? Is that why you're talking to me? Lunk alarm went off on you? Now you get kicked out?
I tried to use their Wi-Fi, but there's just I don't know what happened. I was trying to use
You're
their Wi-Fi.
spawning on the hack machine too hard. You're screaming. They kick you out.
No, they're pretty good about that here. They don't.
All right, man. I appreciate it, Brian.
All right, thank you.
All right, see you, man. Dude, Planet Fitness it's a good deal for a gym, man. I don't work out at Planet Fitness, but lunk alarm, man. Gotta love it. But yeah, you guys, you have to just be, sometimes when you have a seller that's like, I'm thinking, those leads, you have to push them a little, not being a jerk or being all over their place, but well, what's a good time for me to come by the property? Some of these sellers are just such big procrastinators that you have to just throw yourself in there, right? And well, I'll come by around 1 o'clock tomorrow. Are you ready to make a decision on selling it? Unfortunately, in this world, you do not want to be the person that's people are pushing you. You want to be the person that is authoritative, has authority, that is commanding the presence, but it also isn't a jerk. Simple as that. So, guys, if you want to learn how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free, I got a free wholesaling community, free wholesaling course. Again, freewholesaling.com. Catch me on the Discord, and like always, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. We got an insane amount of videos dropping tomorrow. We're really excited for it. Great content like usual, and we're ready to crush the day and have the best possible week for success. Guys, make sure you mark it. Make sure you have a plan. This is Sunday, so tomorrow you should wake up already, know what you have to do, have a plan. Without a plan, that is a plan to fail. Schedule out your day, schedule out your week, already know how many calls you're going to make, text, sellers, all these things. Have it planned out, and you'll have success. Guys, if you got any value from this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Again, Discord is ZachDiscord.com, and we'll see you soon. Have a blessed one, guys. Really appreciate it.